Now, from the area's leader in live local news, this is WYLN News, the area's #1 source of live local news and information in Luzerne, Schuylkill, Carbon, and Columbia counties. WYLN News starts now.
Good evening, and thank you for joining us on WYLN News. I'm Preston Endress. Butler Township Police have arrested a Hazleton man in connection with a burglary that happened back on July 14th. Investigators say 33-year-old William Kaufman and an accomplice broke into Abbey Road Control on St. John's Road just after midnight on July 14th. According to the criminal complaint, the pair stole money, safety vests, and various other company equipment. Surveillance video and a social media post help identify Kaufman as a suspect. He is now facing charges including burglary, criminal trespass, and theft. Kaufman was arraigned and taken to the Luzerne County Correctional Facility on $50,000 bail. A preliminary hearing is scheduled for later this month. A Hazleton man is facing multiple charges after police say he resisted arrest during a traffic stop early Sunday morning. A Butler Township police officer pulled over 31-year-old Axel Diaz-Tatis along North Hunter Highway just after midnight for speeding. Diaz-Tatis argued with the officer, refused to hand over identification at first, and later tried to block his car from being towed. Police say he shoved an officer and tried to get back into his vehicle, leading to a struggle on the ground. Authorities say his license was suspended and had an outstanding warrant for other traffic violations. Diaz-Tatis is charged with resisting arrest, disorderly conduct, and driving with a suspended license. He was arraigned and taken to the Luzerne County Correctional Facility on a $5,000 bail. Officers from Hazleton, Freeland, and Pennsylvania State Police assisted in the arrest. A Plymouth man is being charged after allegedly holding multiple family members hostage. Plymouth Borough Police responded to a 911 call on High Street just before 11 o'clock p.m. on Sunday after 19-year-old Riley Young was holding two family members hostage. One of the victims told police that Young was armed with a gun and threatened to kill everyone in the home. Young was previously taken into police custody after allegedly plotting a killing spree on social media with his 13-year-old cousin. Young was charged with terroristic threats, simple assault, and other related charges. His preliminary hearing is set for October 15th. The superintendent of the Pittston Area School District, 54-year-old Kevin Booth, is facing charges after police say he was involved in a domestic dispute over the weekend. According to investigators, officers were called to Union Street in Pittston around 9:15 Sunday night for a reported altercation between Booth and a woman. Police say the woman told them that she was tossed around and choked during the incident. Booth was charged with simple assault and harassment. The Pennsylvania State Police responded to a report of counterfeit money being used at a Family Dollar. The report from Monday, September 29th, was based at the Family Dollar on 1075 North Church Street, Hazel Township, and the crime occurred around 3:30 p.m. This is an ongoing investigation, and the Pennsylvania State Police is asking anyone with information to contact their Hazleton line at 570-459-3890. On September 28th, a man was riding an electric bike where he went off the roadway and struck a utility pole on 4th Street in Klein Township near McAdoo. According to the Lehigh County Coroner's Office, 53-year-old Joseph Planetas was transported to Lehigh Valley Hospital Cedar Crest, where days later, on October 4th, he died from his injuries. His cause of death was head trauma from the crash, and his manner of death was ruled accidental. Coming up on WYLN News, a local police department is helping kids for Halloween and is looking for donations. Plus, we'll tell you how a local school is competing for a stadium upgrade. But first, we'll take a look at our 5-day forecast brought to you by the WYLN Weather Kids. We'll be right back.
Brought to you by Lehigh Valley Health Network, part of Jefferson Health. If you were saved by the bell and made epic mixtapes, it's time for a mammogram. Screenings help find breast cancer early when it's more treatable. Schedule today at lvhn.org/mammo.
My name is Zyla, and tomorrow's gonna be rainy.
We want your child to be our WYLN Weather Kid. Your child can be our feature weather reporter of the day on WYLN News and WYLN social media posts. just by using your smartphone or any video recording device. It's easy. All ages are welcome, from toddlers to teens. To find out how, go to the weather section of WYLNTV.com or look for our post about it on the WYLN News Facebook page. Submit your Weather Kid video today.
When you bundle home and auto, life can be easier. You choose coverage that makes sense for you, at a price that's right for you, and a local State Farm agent who's there for you.
Call State Farm agent Pete Casalika in the Greater Hazleton area today.
For better customer experience, visit Fairway Subaru in Hazleton. Fairway Subaru has been providing generations of customers with Subarus. With exceptional customer service they've come to expect. Check out our selection in person or at fairwaysubaru.com. Fairway Subaru, the right car, the right price, the right dealer.
Do you like craft beer? Do you want to learn the right way to sample wine? How about checking out a restaurant with a unique flavor or a crazy food challenge? These are just some of the things we are featuring on Wine, Hops, and Road Stops. So, spend some time learning about great wine, great beer, and great food on WYLN TV 35. When you see news happening in your neighborhood, call WYLN News at 570-459-1869 or email us at news@WYLNTV.com or send us a message on social media through Facebook. WYLN, we're your local network. Come shoot at Whitetail Preserve, 118 Boulevard Road in Bloomsburg. Their skeet, trap, and sporting clay fields are professionally designed, and all stations are handicap accessible. Whitetail Preserve has resident shooting instructors certified by the NRA in shotgun, rifle, pistol, home safety, and personal protection in the home. Whitetail can also cater any size event, whether it be a private party, corporate event, or wedding. Call 570-384-2314 or 570-790-8969.
Something is out there. What it is, no one knows. However, since its first sighting, there have been numerous reports of strange lights in the night sky. Some say they are extraterrestrials, flying saucers. But to all of those seemingly unrelated uncertainties, there is one common thread.
Solo Spaceman. Watch Solo Spaceman on WYLN Thursdays at 1:30, Saturdays at 7, and Sundays at 4:30.
Welcome back to WYLN News. A high school is competing to win $1 million stadium makeover. Pleasant Valley High School in Brodheadsville is going up against other schools around the country for the grand prize from T-Mobile's Friday Night 5G Lights contest. According to officials, 2,100 schools were entered in this competition. Pleasant Valley made it to the top 25 schools, where T-Mobile donated $30,000 to the district. According to the Director of Athletics, the district plans to invest in play clocks and shelter benches for the student athletes. In addition, the lighting system can use an upgrade to LED lights for the stadium. People can vote once per day, and the school with the most votes wins the grand prize of a $1 million stadium makeover. Voting ends on October 24th. For details on how to vote, go to tmobile.com/brand/Friday-night. The Hazleton City Police Department is asking for your help for trunk-or-treats they will be hosting this month. Projections for the candy needed for the event are said to be significantly higher than previous years. The police department says they will need over 6,000 pieces of candy to serve the projected amount of children they expect to attend. If you would like to donate candy, please bring it to 780 North Church Street, Hazleton. There will be a box for donations in the lobby. Any open or used candy will not be accepted, and all candy will be inspected before it is distributed. On October 11th, Kirby Park in Wilkes-Barre will be hosting the second annual Babe Ruth Sultan of SWAT Home Run Derby. The event was inspired by Ruth's estimated 650-foot home run that landed in Kirby Park from nearby Artillery Park in an exhibition game in 1926. The cost per participant will be $20, and all proceeds will be donated directly to Geisinger Children's Miracle Network and Janet Weiss Children's Hospital. Last year, the Derby raised $2,200. First pitch for the event will be at 11 o'clock a.m. with the City vs. County exhibition game. The game will be a 3-inning softball game between City of Wilkes-Barre employees led by Mayor George Brown going against employees of Luzerne County led by County Manager Imelda Crocomo. Following the game, the Derby events will start at 12 o'clock p.m. with the Women's Derby starting around 12:10 p.m. and the Men's will start around 1:45 p.m. Champ, the mascot for the Wilkes-Barre/Scranton Rail Riders, will be in attendance as well as food vendors. There is a free admission for anyone that wants to attend the Derby. Pennsylvania Attorney General Dave Sunday announced an expansion of behavioral health services on Monday. Columbia, Montour, Snyder, and Union counties will be launching an expansion to the Law Enforcement Training Initiative, also known as LETI, or the LETI. LETI is a program launched by the Office of the Attorney General in partnership with the district attorney's offices and other law enforcement to help individuals suffering from substance abuse or mental health concerns by referring them to treatment services. The program is already implemented in many counties across the Commonwealth with services for substance abuse. Now, the aforementioned counties are the first to see behavioral health services be offered with the program. Individuals can walk into a local police station, probation office, sheriff's office, or local drug and alcohol authority and ask to be connected to drug and alcohol or behavioral health services. The Attorney General is hoping to see the new wing of the program to be expanded into other counties throughout Pennsylvania. 2 men facing charges after the shooting of a Scranton detective pled guilty on Monday. 22-year-old Aiden Denninger was accused of shooting into a Scranton police vehicle in January 2024, which led to Detective Kyle Gilmartin sustaining critical injuries. He pled guilty to all 28 charges he is facing. Of those charges, 3 were for attempted murder of a law enforcement officer, along with 19 felonies and 8 misdemeanors. His 21-year-old co-defendant, Jeremiah Cleveland, pled guilty to 5 of the 6 charges levied against him for his alleged role in the shooting. Denninger, if found guilty on all charges, could face a maximum sentence of 381 years in prison. Sentencings for Denninger and Cleveland are expected to take place early next year. Coming up on Butler Township's News Choice, we see what Trooper Anthony Petrosky has in store for us on this week's Trooper Talk Tuesday. Plus, Wyln historian Chris Fulmer leads us down the path through history with Part 2 of Ashland. And stay right here on Wyln. We'll be right back.
And you will love the feel-good feeling you get when you shop at Grand Central in Nescopec and Hazleton. You will enjoy a no-pressure professional sales staff, experienced delivery crew, service after the sale,
and don't forget, everyday low prices.
No matter what you're shopping for in your home, we have you covered with top brand names like Flex Steel, Lazy Boy, England, and Dillon Custom Rugs.
With our enormous selection and the flexibility to finance interest-free for up to 60 months, Grand Central makes it easy to make your house a home.
Third Base Luncheonette, still making memories after all these years. Come shoot at Whitetail Preserve, 118 Boulevard Road in Bloomsburg. Their skeet, trap, and sporting clay fields are professionally designed, and all stations are handicapped accessible. Whitetail Preserve has resident shooting instructors certified by the NRA in shotgun, rifle, pistol, home safety, and personal protection in the home. Whitetail can also cater any size event, whether it be a private party, corporate event, or wedding. Call 570-384-2314 or 570-790-8969.
PPW High Voltage is back. Join us for all the hard-hitting, high-flying, non-stop action that only PPW Wrestling can bring you. Join us each and every week as we bring you the action from the Slatington Expo Center, Saturdays at 4:30, Sundays at 10 p.m., only on WYLN. PPW Wrestling, the best in independent wrestling.
WYLN programming is online all the time. Visit our website at WYLNTV.com to check out archive shows and a live stream of our broadcasts. And don't forget to visit all of our social media pages for breaking news, weather, and sports. You can also head directly to our YouTube page for all our programming at youtube.com/WYLNTV35. Subscribe and ring that bell so you get notified every time there's a new show available online.
Hello everybody, welcome back to another segment of Trooper Talk Tuesday. I'm Trooper Anthony Petrowski, Trooper and Public Information Officer. Today we're talking about vehicle break-ins. Now, the weather's beautiful. We're happy, we're loving this, the sun is shining, that's great. With that being said, there's gonna be more people outside, a lot of people on foot, walking around neighborhoods. What I'm here to remind you is to lock your vehicle. Lock your vehicle at all times, right? Whether you're at home and the vehicle's parked on the street in your driveway, or it's overnight, or you go to somebody's house, a friend, a family member's house, and you think it's a nice, safe development, and it very well might be, but you never know who's just cruising through or walking through that neighborhood. So anytime you are not in your vehicle, lock the doors. Keep the windows up. You could crack them a little bit. I know it's hot out, but keep the windows up the majority of the way and lock your doors. Now, also, what you don't want to do is advertise what you have inside that vehicle, whether it be electronics, expensive jewelry or clothing, anything like that. Put it under a blanket, put it in the trunk, put it in the cargo area. Just make sure you're not advertising it, because if you are advertising it, you are incentivizing, please break into my vehicle. And we don't want that. Don't show any of the goods. Keep everything hidden. Keep your vehicles locked at all times, and hopefully your vehicle won't get broken into. If for some reason it does, please call the police department that covers the jurisdiction where the crime occurred, and they could come out and do a full investigation, hopefully get your stuff back and arrest the person who did this. Also, if you notice somebody trying to get into a neighbor's vehicle, please call 911 so we can arrive at a good time and hopefully catch them in the act, arrest them, and deter them from ever doing that again. I hope this never happens to any of you. Stay vigilant. If you see something out of the ordinary, call us. It's our job to come check it out. Thanks for tuning in here on Trooper Talk Tuesday. We'll catch you next time here on WYLN.
It's cold out there. Call S.J. Kowalski for the best products and solutions to help lower your energy costs and keep your family safe and comfortable this winter. Our professional team has unparalleled experience with all the latest innovative types of heating systems. We're a Lennox premier dealer, installing high-quality equipment, providing the ultimate experience in comfort and climate control while being energy efficient. S.J. Kowalski, heating and cooling the way the earth intended.
In this week's episode of Let's Talk Chiropractic, we're going to have a guest, Claudine Gallagher, and we're going to discuss how this whole thing works.
Cooking rice just isn't nice. Hi, Chef Daniel Green here with Rice Robot, the 1, 2, 3 rice cooker. Watch, 1 add the white cup for rice, 2 add the blue cup for water, 3 click it and let Rice Robot perfectly cook it. The secret is perfect cook technology that surrounds the rice with controlled heat for even cooking. Then Rice Robot senses when it's done, auto stops and keeps it warm to serve. It won't burn, overcook or undercook, guaranteed. And rice is just the beginning. Make mac and cheese, frittatas, oatmeals, soups and stews, even ramen dishes. And with a ceramic, ultra non-stick interior, cleanup's a breeze.
Get the complete Rice Robot cooking system with the steamer tray and 1, 2, 3 recipe guide, all for just $39.99. It comes with a 90-day money-back guarantee. We'll even ship your entire order free. Order now.
1-800-640-8545.
Hey, did you know WYLN posts news stories and other bonus content on social media all week long? The Weather Kids, Fresh from the Farm, Everyday Heroes, Let's Talk Sports, Feel Good Friday, daily news stories, and more. Visit WYLNTV.com, Facebook, and YouTube to check it out. WYLN, the local leader on social media. We're your local network.
By the 1880s, Ashland was well entrenched as a coal mine community. One problem, however, with coal mining is that mine tunnels, being underground, tend to flood easily. One local company took the lead in devising the pumps to solve this problem. It had been founded in 1881 as Goyne Brothers and initially made general mining equipment. 2 years later, it switched to focusing on mine pumps to dewater mines. By 1911, the company had become one of the largest mine pump manufacturers in the country, creating over 250 different pumps, including large compound condensing duplex machines. It would later expand outside the coal business and open its own foundry. Today, the company still operates in Ashland under the name Ashland Foundry and Machine Works, continuing over a century of service to the area. Another downside to coal mining was that accidents happened very frequently, with coal operators paying little heed to their employees' safety while underground, while severe injuries were all too common. Those who had the money or weren't too badly injured could be sent to a major city such as Philadelphia for treatment, but all too often, miners were simply dropped back off at home and treated there if possible. Thus, the need for a regional hospital became quite clear to the Pennsylvania legislature. A law was subsequently passed in 1879 authorizing the creation of a hospital for injured miners. Land was chosen just above Ashland Fountain Springs, and construction on what was initially called the State Hospital for Injured Persons of the Anthracite Coal Region at Fountain Springs, the first hospital in Schuylkill County, began in 1880. True to its name, the facility at first would only admit injured miners, railroad workers, and textile workers in that order. The first patient admitted on November 14, 1883, was Shenandoah miner John Lucas, who had been injured at the Kohner Colliery in that town. It would be the early 1900s before the hospital would expand to admitting women and children, as well as those from other fields. A more modern building was built in 1967, at which time the hospital's name was changed to Ashland State General Hospital, and the original building was then torn down after over 80 years of service. The state divested ownership in 1992, prompting another name change to Ashland Regional Medical Center. It would change names one more time in 2006 to St. Catherine Medical Center Fountain Springs before the facility closed in April 2012 for mounting debt. The building stands empty along Route 61 today, a silent reminder of a century of caring for those in need. It was around the time the hospital went up that one of Ashland's native sons began what would be a prominent career in the church. Dennis Doherty had been born in town in 1865, the son of Irish immigrants. As a child, he worked as a breaker boy during summer vacations. At age 14, he applied for membership in the St. Charles Borromeo Seminary in Philadelphia. He was rejected as too young, but then allowed to study at another seminary in Montreal until he reached the proper age for admission. Doherty was ordained as a priest in 1890 and spent his first few years with the title teaching various courses at St. Charles's. Beginning in 1903, he would spend 12 years serving in the Philippines. In 1915, he would be recalled back to the United States to serve 3 years as Bishop of Buffalo. He earned his most prominent position in 1918 when he was appointed Archbishop of Philadelphia. He would hold that title for 33 years, during which time he opened the diocese's buildings as emergency hospitals during the 1918 influenza pandemic, and became known as the Great Builder for the numerous institutions he would set up throughout the city. All in all, 75 churches, 7 nursing homes, 7 orphanages, and 140 schools would rise in the Philadelphia era thanks to Doherty's vision. In 1921, Doherty received an even higher honor when Pope Benedict XV elevated him to the rank of cardinal. While he would miss the election of Pope Pius XI as pontiff the following year due to bad weather, he was later among the conclave that elected Pius XII to replace him in 1939. Cardinal Doherty died in 1955, and today rests in Philadelphia's Cathedral Basilica of Saints Peter and Paul. By the late 19th century, Ashland's sons were spreading out across the nation from the anthracite region. Several became quite prominent in their fields. One was industrialist Griffith J. Griffith, who had lived in Ashland from 1865 to 1873. He would amass a fortune in the newspaper and mining business, and despite serving 2 years in prison for non-fatally shooting his wife, left a lasting impact on Los Angeles, donating the land that became Griffith Park and allowing money from his estate to be used to build the Greek Theater and Griffith Observatory. Another well-to-do son was Emil Seidel, who was born in Ashland in 1864 and made his career in politics. Seidel would become the first socialist mayor of a major city when he was elected to lead Milwaukee in 1910, and 2 years later would be Eugene Debs' vice presidential candidate in the 1912 election.
My
You're watching WYLN TV 35.